Hello everybody! My name is Manakyn, welcome to the stream. No, I'm not doing British opening. I'm exhausted from my freaking British. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Hey Randy, just curious, but will you ever get around to playing the Apollo Justice games at some point? The answer to that is, it depends on whether or not Apollo Justice games are easily accessible. So, as far as I know, the Apollo Justice games currently are only on the DS? I don't even know. But, yeah, so if I heard that they're going to create a remake, if they make a remake and they put it on Steam so it's easy for me to access, then absolutely. If not, then, well, life sucks sometimes. But, yeah, I do want to play the Apollo Justice games because I know they have, two new characters, Apollo and Artemis? I don't know who the other one is. But, yeah, there's two, they've been on Switch and PC since January. Yes, the answer is yes. So, yeah, we will play those at some point. Okay, but thank you for letting me know, because I would have never played the Apollo Justice games if I didn't know. But yeah, so here we are today, not playing Apollo Justice, but kind of, because we're playing his ancient ancestor. Is Apollo related to... I guess I'll find out when I play the Apollo Justice games. But yeah, we're hanging out with Ryunosuke Naruhodo today. And he is a silly guy. We are trying to defend Soseki Natsume. How's it going, Bowser? Yeah, it's been a bit of a busy day. It's one of those days where I feel like I didn't get very much done, even though I've been working like freaking all day. So, what do you want, right? Anyway, yeah. Oh, by the way, for the poll, please do vote for the next game. I think for the most part, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is going to win. I was a little bit hesitant to play Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door because I've played it before, but I heard there's a lot of new content in the remake, so, you know, maybe it'll be a good thing. Maybe I'll just try to 100% the game with you guys, of course. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? I don't remember. Some things were were some things changed? So yeah, I'll try not to spoil anything when we do play 1000 Year Door, but oh man, I grew up with that game. I freaking love that game. I had a massive crush on what's her face? Goombella. Oh yeah. Anyway, you know what? Let's just play. Koops is best boy. Koops is a loser. Nah, Koops is great. Although I love Goombella. Goombella's my girl. Goombella's a girl's girl, and we stan girls. Frick, what am I even talking about anymore? I miss what's his name, Mallow. All right, here we are. Some more Ace Attorney. Alright, so we're about to go to trial with Soseki in The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Goombella is a gaslight gatekeep girl boss. God, I hate how the word girl has become a meme. Like, how did this happen? How did we get here? Anyway, where were we? The 20th of February. Oh, I have to get my British in. I. Daniel Radcliffe could high-key choke me, and I would love it. I believe in magic, and that magic is Daniel Radcliffe's abs. Daniel Radcliffe with a beard is my kink. Alright, here we go. 20th of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. Hello, Slippery. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon? We're on a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible. That's like saying, I'm learning to be a surgeon, so what better way than to just go ahead and do the surgery? Well, yes, but no. For the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court. And it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass. Susato! God, don't you care for people? Oh, when you put it like that, you're quite right. Is that... Good morning! Ah, Mr. Natsume! Good morning. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot. Of course he hasn't slept. Frickin' he's being defended by a guy who barely even understands English. He took like 3 English classes in Japan. Early bird the cat's a worm, as they say here in Britain. Yeah, I've heard that expression. Makes no sense, but... But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I so worry I cannot catch a wink. No, I absolutely get exhausted as a result too. Do all literary people take things so literally? Oh my god. Is the base word for literary literature? Oh my god, it makes sense. Literal, literature, literal. I am learning so much English in this frickin' Japanese game. Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume. I hate the life. Littering! I wish I had 9 lives! My whole future hang in balance. I too terrified to tremble. Really? Because I feel tremors in the floor right now. I cannot do this. Cannot take this. Onto. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo, Esquire. Yeah? I caught the glimpse of public gallery as I wake up by courtroom, or walk by courtroom. It looked like opening night of opera. So many people. I have no idea in case such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. It's probably due to 1, international, and 2, Barack Obama. Whenever I say Barack, I automatically say Obama. Okay, Barack Van Z. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato? I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. I have no idea. So that all-knowing look on your face is just a coincidence, huh? Oh, I like it when she smiles. She looks so happy. And then now she's sad. Don't hide truths from me. It's because of Nippa. Lord Van Zeeks? Is that right, Mr. Sato? I purchased as many different newspapers I could find this morning, and yet... Girl, we are broke. Why are you out there purchasing magazines? Girl... Frick. Lord Van Zeeks is on the front page of every one. Yeah, and now we have no money. Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now. Until the day before yesterday. Wait. It's been several years until the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday. Oh, until when he came back. She's building a paper house made of newspaper. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in her head. God damn it, Maya. That's coming back. Maya's coming back. Yeah, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? The trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Zeek's return to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. See? The trial of Magnus McGilded. What a harrowing experience. I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's. But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country. Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon? For what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers were asking. And they're all speculating various answers. Mundane! Mundane! Most significant saga of century to us. Oh, I mean no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that's how the papers are describing it. Oh, we don't have Van Zeeks here yet. I will say, maybe Van Zeeks just doesn't like people from Japan. You know? Like, he was always saying, like, oh, you Nipponese are all so stupid, and also, you don't know when to lie down and take defeat, or whatever. So, maybe. Lest we forget the fact that it could spark international incident. Obviously, the appearance of infamous prosecutor that caught people's attention, but another similarity with trial of 2 days ago. Yes, I agree. It takes place in a courtroom. No. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you. Me? Well, I suppose it's true. Most time, it's you who stand against the legendary prosecutor. It can only mean you friends with Reaper! Please, I don't want to rub shoulders with that Deathbringer! I'm afraid there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommonly bad luck. Wait, is that the in-universe canon explanation? Ryunosuke is just has terrible luck. The ultimate unlucky student. Just my luck. Why I represent my man with a frail foot. You asked me to defend you? By the least lucky lawyer alive! You asked me. You asked me to defend you. It was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked you to... Yes, exactly. I'm like this with Ryunosuke right now. It's true. I'm just a student. New to London, with little in the way of experience or skills or luck. I'm shorter than average. I don't eat very much. I'm sickly frail. I need to go to the bathroom at least like 10 times a day. I have irregular bowel movement. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter... I'll fight in your corner until the bitter end. I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume.
Benevolent student, Miss Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
You're not alone. Here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we'll always be on your side.
Benevolent Lord Locum assistant, Miss Mikotoma Esquire.
Oh, poor guy.
I am your debt forever. I never forget this guy.
No, Mr. Natsume, counsel for the defense. Court's in session. Kindly make your way into the courtroom. I don't happen to have a nice mustache like that guy. What, no one could have painted a mustache on me?
Alright, Mr. Natsume. Time. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so let's take a quick look at the record. I don't think we examined this yesterday. Customer, your books. No, your books. 17th of February, 4:45 p.m. Customer, Mr. Natsume. The sum of 2 shillings tendered in receipt of the picture of Monsieur Lecour. Monsieur Lecour. I'm assuming that's the picture of Dorian Gray. A meal for Gaborayu. I don't know what that reference is. Canterbury yearning. Canterbury yearnings. I'm assuming that's the Canterbury Tales. Oh, wait. The map. Oh, we can't flip it over? Dang it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. Oh, I love you, Kazuma! I miss you, buddy!
I miss you, buddy.
Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight! Hey, Guillaume. We're just reminiscing on our boy. 20th of February, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey, courtroom, number... what, no number? The Old Bailey courtroom. Wait a sec, wait, what? Who? Wait, do you guys see the jerk? What?
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord.
The defense is ready, my lord!
The Nipponese are truly a fascinating breed.
Are you allowed to call a race a breed? Is this politically correct, Van Zeeks? I don't want to get canceled on YouTube. Sorry, what?
Lord Strongheart has told me all about you. That you are a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago. A mere amateur.
Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance.
Are we allowed to say? I feel the Twitter mob slowly creeping in from behind me. Forgive me, but I don't believe arrogance is an appropriate description. Susato-san. After all, in our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent, It's more like Nipponese stupidity. Oh god, the freaking wine glass. He's already broken out his signature move from the get-go. Very true. And a most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course. Here's to the acquitted, and his unfortunate violent end. Did you do it? Was it you, Van Zeeks? Van Zeeks? You're a little bit sketch right now. Wait, the juror. Wait.
Thank you, counsels. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public?
What the? Why are you here? Broke banker is back. That was an alliteration. See, I can do it too, Soseki.
You never know when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone.
Why are you here? He should not be allowed on the jury. He knows me. Like, he has personal reasons to vote guilty. Oh my God bless juror number 2. I don't know what it is about the number 2, but both times juror number 2 has been the best juror. Oh my goodness, girl, talk to me after this. Maybe I could defend things like your honor and your heart. Oh my god. Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear. Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fella. What are you doing here? You clearly have a personal relationship to the frickin' incident. Why are you here? Who put this jury together? I'm afraid to say it. I think it's quite possible that mustachioed foreigner did the deed. Come on, what are we waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
Sorry, did it...
How is he fit to be on the jury? I hate this game. Don't we get a say in jury selection?
Sorry.
Oh wait, old man.
Sorry. I didn't quite catch that.
Very well. Let us Very well. Let us proceed. That guy didn't hear a word you said. Maybe he's a merciful old man. Hopefully he's a pro-defendant kind of guy.
Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks.
Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with a rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land. A certain Mr. Soseki Natsume. And whilst our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably, the kindness has not been returned. In fact, this student is accused of a most sinister act.
Mr. Van Zeeks, could you not do that? You're cutting into our budget.
Of plunging a knife into the back of an innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street.
Glass is very expensive, Mr. Van Zix. Please. Lord Van Zix.
A knife crime? I tell you from bitter experience.
Oh, I tell you from bitter experience. Those are the worst. Bloody oath they are. Just look at that sallow complexion. The short stature is one of those dreadful... Yo! Yo, what the frick? Juror number 2! You went from best girl to worst girl, but you're still best girl because you're beautiful. Did he have a stabbing license? No, he only had a stabbing permit.
Come on then, let's get this over with. With me now, or what? 1, 2, 3. Sorry! Didn't quite catch that! What was that?
I hate my life.
Pray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing.
To Cambridge Dictionary. Smashing.
Smash.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hollow chalice here in this great chamber. Allow me to call my first witness to the stand. Very well. Bailiff, lead the inspector in, please.
Man, what's up?
Your name and occupation, please.
Man, yes sir, man, see? Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard, man.
Would you please surmise the events of the case for the court inspector?
Yeah, man. The victim is thought to be a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green. Do they have any relation? You know, she's got the cheek blushies. She has a rounder face. She has a rounder... maybe? I don't know. Am I profiling based on body type right now? Maybe?
I beg your pardon, Inspector. Thought to be.
Yeah. Ever been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife? The victim fell unconscious. Yeah, it was 3 days ago now. She's been comatose ever since. What? So they don't even know who she... Okay, if she can't talk, and that's why nobody can figure out who she is, how do they figure out people who've actually died? Scotland Yard, you can't be that incompetent. Go through her pockets, find like a, I don't know, an identification. Look for her driver's license. Cars haven't been invented yet, but it's okay.
Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger. Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder. Pray, elaborate on the details, Inspector.
Sir, if I can ask everyone to look at this street map, I'm going to be handing it out now. Please take one and pass it on. Take one, pass it on. Take one, pass it on. No. Do as I say. You're not one of your 4th graders. Okay, that just brought up like a horrible memory for me. Like, do you guys remember when you guys were in elementary school and then the teachers would always say, take one, pass it on? And then there was always that one kid who would try to like be outsmart the teacher. Is like, I can do it more efficiently. And then he tries to like create his own style of passing and just screws everything up. It's like, oh, I hate that 10-year-old kid. Nowadays, you guys don't even get handouts anymore. You don't get worksheets. You get like freaking tablets. Ugh. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago. You never had that. Exactly, because you guys get tablets. We did work on paper. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had not long stopped snowing. It had not long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached behind by the accused and stabbed in the back. Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she is currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. While brain unconscious as she is, we've been unable to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far.
Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence, if you please. What of the weapon that was used?
Sir, I have it here. It was removed from the victim's back.
That big thing is starting to make me scared of walking down the street now.
With a heavy blade like that, almost anyone would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Even the scragged looking so sad.
Especially my client.
Common or garden jackknife? I would say, rather nondescript. Thank you, Inspector. Court accepts the blade.
Alright, we gotta look at some of these.
Yeah, let's take a look.
First of all, incident report.
Incident report. Details. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound to the back. Victim, olive green, female, stout build,
Stout build?
early 20s. Location, pavement of Briar Road, east side. Never eat soggy waffle. Right, that is east. Reporting officer, Rolly Beat.
Rolly Beat? I'm Rolly Beat. Is he like beat? Like, I'm rolling in the beats.
Additional notes. The victim remains conscious. Her name was gleaned from personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from the single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away from the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day.
Okay. Stab to the back. Olive green, early 20s. East side of Briar Road. Maybe the reporting officer. Maybe he did it. Okay. We're going for that angle. Remember, always blame old bag. That's always the solution. Always blame old bag. That's how you get out of jail free. It sounds like a rap. I know, it sounds like a rapper name. I'm riding round in my carriage. When I see off for the marriage, I'm heading out for a pint. I'm going to drink it all down everybody's tonight. Oh. Yeah, that was a terrible rap. A victim remains unconscious. Single stab wound, no other signs of injury. Assailant was running away. Okay, so only one stab wound. Always blame old bag, and then blame Ashley. Who was the cutie? Who's the cutie pie? Penny! Oh, Penny! I think we only ever saw her once. I don't think she ever made a return, right? Freaking loved Penny.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume.
Meh, from what I can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, seems like she was poor. Hard to imagine she would have anything much worth pinching, my lord. I mean, if, what's her name? If Gina was here, maybe she'd just, like, take her coat. Would Gina steal from the... Gina would absolutely steal from the poor.
I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment toward the victim?
I'm afraid I couldn't say. Apart from visiting secondhand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, didn't get out very much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes!
If theft and grievance have been ruled out as motive, what reason could Mr. Natsume possibly have left for stabbing the woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that, in a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Objection!
What the frick? Oh god, oh, it's in my stomach! What the frick, Lord Vince? Oh, he got me in the stomach! Oh. Frick, man. Maybe it's not to blame Oldbag. Maybe we should just blame Lord Van Zeeks for murdering someone right now.
Bray, forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery.
He's just making more red wine. Easy. We just ran out.
But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet.
But your words have soured its hallow bouquet. What?
But your words have soured its hallowed bouquet. Bouquet. For it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here.
What? Yeah, exactly. The trial's ongoing. This guy's like broken shards of glass embedded into his face.
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student.
Laboratory. Don't they pronounce things laboratory? So I think this would be called constabulary and not constabulary, right? I don't know. British is weird.
Why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student.
Yes, sir. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else around but the victim and the kid. How do you know this? The visibility was reasonably good. Were you there? This is objection hearsay? Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement. The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he has found. He was on his way home from the bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him.
So they found his books, huh?
He was on his way from the bookshop, which means this receipt right here, right? The picture of Dorian Gray, a meal for... Does anyone know... Does anyone know what a meal for Gaboriao is referencing? Bouquet is another word for... Does it? Is it actually another word for taste? Huh, interesting. I forgot Oldbag had a ray gun.
Books, you say?
Oh, also, how's it going, Captain? Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident. I'm sorry for laughing. But she's just planking. She literally died like this. Looks like the Family Guy death. Oh, it does! It's exactly what it... Yeah, you don't really see blood, huh? Oh my god, I just realized you're right! Randy, I realized what you're referencing. It looks like Peter Griffin. I'm so sorry, Olive Green. I'm so sorry. I don't mean that offensively, but it looks like Peter Griffin. She's getting slandered. The trial hasn't even started and we're already slandering the victim.
I will take that photographic print as evidence. Please, Inspector.
Wait, did color photograph even exist yet? I have no idea.
You Nipponese are a spineless breed. Too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Isn't that what you said last time? Well, forgive me, Lord Van Zeeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Mr. Sato? Do go on!
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part of the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, he stabbed the victim. Well, now that you mention it, when we visited him yesterday, he did tell us what happened.
I walk along across the pavement. I could make out the soulless silhouette of another woman wear a green overcoat. Just as I go overtake her, she let out a little scream and collapsed the cold, odd stab of stone on feet.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how this person collapsed. And when she collapsed, why did she collapse when nobody was around her? A few things I can think of, right? If she was already in pain for some reason, she might have collapsed. So, for example, maybe there was maybe she didn't realize she got No, that's a bit of a stretch. But okay, so there's a possibility. Maybe the pain was delayed, or maybe the keeling over or getting hurt was delayed, right? She fell down the stairs. God damn. God, you guys are doing Olive Green so dirty. She was holding the knife for her friend. That's the answer. Okay, so that's one possibility. The pain was delayed. Like, the reaction was delayed. The other possibility is that the reaction was immediate, which means there needs to be a way to injure Olive Green, assumingly the knife, but there's no, as someone mentioned, there's no clear blood on the knife. Oh, speaking of which. Can we open this? Well, there's no blood here. Wait, is this chipped or something? Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo. Just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing. You're right. Well spotted, Mr. Sato. I wonder what could have happened to it. Yeah. You don't think it could still be lodged inside the victim, do... I mean, it's possible the knife hit bone, but I'd be surprised if that broke the knife. Oh dear, I hope not. That sounds terribly painful. Anything else? I thought maybe we could see blood here, which could confirm our thinking, but I mean, it looks right. This looks like the same knife. Yeah, it looks like the same knife. Yeah, it still has the symbol here. Yeah, it's a wooden knife, a switchblade. It was a freezing night in a big overcoat, maybe a bit of delay. That's possible. It could also be that if the knife was thrown or there was some sort of way to deliver the knife to the scene without actually having to be there, right? Now, that one's a little bit weird, but, I mean, throwing a knife is not out of the question.
I terrified. I get away from there, so I ran. Ran as fast as leg would carry me back to a cursed lodging.
A green overcoat. Well, that's exactly what the woman in the print is wearing. Why is he... For some reason, I always default to Southern. Oh my. A photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next? The defendant has done nothing more than admit he fled the scene of a terrifying incident. And that does not mean he's guilty of the heinous crime. There was nobody else there at the time. Just the two of them, the victim and the accused. In other words, there is nobody else who could have possibly stabbed the woman. Casual pointing. A fact that the accused concedes.
It seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel. Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables. It's our only chance. Ding, 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 ding. As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred. Okay. Unusually light fog. How do you know that?
Hold it!
A light fog, you say? Well, light for London. You can see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther, though. That's light? Or from Japan, where you can see Mount Fuji. From... Well, actually, that's not true. Very often it's foggy and then you can't see Mount Fuji. I take that back, sir. If only we had some sort of print, like maybe a print from someone's finger that could help. Rest in peace, forensics. Or I guess forensics hasn't been born yet, so birth in chaos forensic. Yeah, around these parts, yeah. Not something I'd expect a Japanese fella like yourself to know, of course. I've read that in London is famous for fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance. Oh, quaint. Yeah, well, not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate. I see. すみません。日本人です。At the time of year, fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hand at the end of your arm.
Indeed. The other day I was nearly trampled by...
Trampled. Must be trampled, right? Cambridge Dictionary, here we come. Trample.
I was nearly trampled by horses before I could see the carriage they were pulling.
Susato and I should definitely remember to stop, drop, and roll. Wait. What is stop? No, that's fire. Stop, look, and listen. However, on the day that concerns us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused. Well, that got us nowhere. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about over the victim in the gown. Oh, not that.
Hold it!
How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend.
Quite simply, my learned friend. Because that is what the witnesses to the crime have told us. Objection, hearsay? Objection, hearsay? Yeah, Inspector Gregson mentioned the witness yesterday. That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard. Man, that is correct, man. Come on, you need a manlier slap. Then we must hear exactly, Ryunosuke! Objection! Hearsay!
The prosecution will, of course, call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
I'm really upset right now. Ah! But wait a minute! At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the middle of winter, it would have been dark already! No matter how light the fog would have been, no one could have seen...
I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east. But here in the capital of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated by the night, by gas street lamp.
Is it gas or goss? God, I hate British.
By gas street lamps.
Ah.
The prosecution believes there would be ample light by which to witness the crime.
But nobody else was around? So how are witnesses? Okay, their justification is there was no one else around, but there were still people around to witness it. Which is like, what the frick is that argument? That's the justification.
Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness. Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
Where's Marvin Grossberg? Oh man, Grossberg, I miss him. My big boy.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock. Continue with your testimony, Inspector.
Meh! Out of the blue! The victim was stabbed!
Hold it!
From behind, you say?
That's right. As you can see from the print.
Quite so, Inspector. The handling of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. As you say, this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in critical condition. Comatose, no less.
I'm afraid so, my lord. She's been treated at Bart's.
Is that a hospital?
I was hopeful she'd come around before the trial started so I could take her statement. But it wasn't a bad.
Yes, that is indeed a pity. It would have been most useful, most illuminating to hear the victim's own account of events. Luck is on your client's side, it would seem.
On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly wide eyes, I'm afraid.
Rest in peace, Ryunosuke. Scattering his belongings all over the floor.
Hold it!
What belongings? Mr. Natsume's belongings!
I think you'll find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Three books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Secondhand books were irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course.
The accused could have easily carried all three books in one hand. Which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
Objection, my client is incredibly weak, and there is no way he could have carried all books. He's very clever, isn't he? What do you mean? He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume has his hands full with the books. He has managed to close the one avenue of escape we might had before we even knew it was there.
You mean to say the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back?
That must be what happened, my lord, yeah. Okay, we're not getting anywhere. He was on his way home from the bookshop.
Hold it!
The defendant apparently visits a secondhand bookshop on a daily basis. Yeah, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature. Yes, eh?
I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention.
The bloke's room was stacked from floor to ceiling with those old musty books. Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector? Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. Okay, now we're finally getting somewhere. Bourbon Books. The closest secondhand bookshop to the Kira's lodgings is this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place in the corner of Briar Road and near Chisholm Street. As it happens, the accused is currently living in a lodging on the other side of Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have had taken home. I mean, it tracks. Something like this. Can we establish that he took a different road? I mean, no, he clearly walked by the victim. So he must have taken some similar route.
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would have certainly passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be very important. Yeah, I agree. That's how this game works. The most important point that inspector just made being the bookshop's location, the bookshop's name, the bookshop's stock. Bourbon Books. But he has a receipt for your books. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor? Right. Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony? I believe it may be of vital importance. Maybe. Well, you know how I am. I mean, yeah, it could be important. I mean, please don't question me anymore. I'm lonely and sad and afraid.
Very well. Not that I can see it being of any great significance, but please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector.
Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say.
Could the man be any more sardonic?
He was on his way home from Bourbon Books. Yeah.
Hold it!
So the shop is called Bourbon Books. That's right. That's the closest secondhand bookshop to the accused's lodgings. And to get there from the back his room, you would have gone right past the very spot. If I could just confirm one point. Can we be sure the defendant really did visit Bourbon Books on the day in question? Oh, there we go. There we go. Naruhodo, there we go.
You haven't confirmed it!
Oh, I broke the accent again.
You haven't confirmed it! Why the devil not, Inspector? Well, the thing is, you see, shopkeeper's gone on a trip. Left the morning after the incident to collect more stock, or so I'm told.
Wait, so the day after the incident, the shopkeeper just decided to leave. Who is the shopkeep owner? Could it be Lord Van Zeeks? Probably not.
So we've been able to ask the bloke if the accused visited his shop on the day in question.
Well, in that case, what did the defendant himself have to say about it?
No recollection.
Are you serious? Just say no. Just say no. Just say no. Did I murder her? No. If somebody asks you, did you do it? You don't say, I mean, I guess it's possible. Who don't? No, you don't say that. It's Old Brew. Old Brew. Sure.
According to the statement made at the time, the accused has no recollection of where he'd been.
I mean, he lived a terrible existence, so probably forgot.
Of course he doesn't. The bloke clearly had his head in the clouds, or whatever he's thought about town.
But what if you truly don't... Yeah, but you don't say, I mean, I don't remember because I have amnesia, but it might as well have been me, right? This hurts, man. This hurts. God. You know, we talked about public defenders and criminal defense and stuff like that, but God, sometimes I can imagine it's just a nightmare. Dealing with, like, clients that have no idea what's going on.
He claims to be just wanderers into whatever bookshop he happens to be passing by and rarely notices them there. I should say the man ought to learn to look where he's going, at the very least.
So, it's just as I thought then. Is something the matter?
Inspector, you may continue your testimony.
How did this knife get into my back? Oh well, I guess I'll just collapse now.
Hold it!
No, ah, frick, I pressed hold it. Yes. Yes, he's dumb, he doesn't pay attention, we're idiots, he doesn't remember things, he's stupid, who knows? Yeah, come on. I love how the implication of, accidentally misclicking is, everyone, could we repeat that entire conversation word for word? Man, you got it. Objection.
Objection.
If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson.
Man, what is it, sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know?
It's the owl for something. Yeah. This is a receipt we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident. Details of the purchase of 3 second-hand books.
And you found that in the accused's room, did you?
Yes, but the point, then it's illegal evidence because you didn't register. Wait, what? You have to go through discovery. Why do I have to? I swear to God, if the prosecution can just do whatever they want, which pretty much they can, but then again, the defense breaks the rules like half the time anyway. But that's not the point. The point is the name of the shop printed on it. Go on. The receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books.
My book?
No, your books.
My
No, your,
Y-O-R-E, I presume.
Thank you for clarifying, Judge. Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand shop. Pretty good. God damn it. However, this bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books. What?
Inspector, do you know of this other bookshop?
Yeah, sir. Your book's another second-hand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that, it's very inconvenient if we went to your books, because then we can't prove that he's guilty. It's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have even known about it.
Objection!
But in fact, it is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question, because my defendant is a massive loser and knows every single bookshop. And this receipt proves it!
Objection!
Yes, for what difference it makes. Whoever the man purchased his musty tomes makes no difference for the final analysis.
Objection!
Gregson has infinite fish and chips. He doesn't mind wasting a few. I disagree. I mean, I have the street map here. If that might be of help. Yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would have almost certainly passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the defendant was the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, your books, it may be very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
Could that be true?
Oh my. It rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. I love her. Oh my god, I am in love with her. I don't care. Please don't post that out of context on Twitter, please.
Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said?
Absolutely. It absolutely could be right.
Inspector Gregson, where is this your book's establishment?
Obviously we looked into that. It turns out that your books is here on the next corner of Meercham Street going east. Hey, there we go. So he wouldn't take, what was it, Briar Road? He would take Calabash Creek? I don't, what is it? Calabash Road! And there you have it, as you can clearly see now. Oh. He would have taken Calabash Road! Calabash! He would have gone around!
My learned Nipponese friend is obviously in training to be a clown. The way he regales us with such witticisms.
Okay, Naruhodo, time to get out that face paint and that big red nose. Beep, beep. Only if the prosecutor is an edgelord, like Miles Edgelord. Oh yeah, this is Britain. It's kilometer edgelord.
To your future career in the circuit.
You are not telling me that this man is not related to Miles Edgeworth. Put that glass down now or I'll put it down. Oh! Susanoo, let's go! Let's go! I didn't think I needed to spin it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from your books instead of Bourbon Books, yeah, it's kinda dumb. There was no doubt he still would have passed the place and the victim was stabbed. No, he could have taken Calabash! Or Calabash? I think it's Calabash, right?
Yes, thank you, Inspector.
Oh.
Allow me to reiterate for my learned friend. If somewhat slow, Nipponese friend.
Man, you gotta stop hating on them Nipponese, because the Nipponese are about to bite your ass. Wait, bite you in... You know what? Forget it. Maybe Von Karma. Well, that's true. If he's related to Von Karma, you know, it would make sense where the Miles Edgeworth learned the circus insults. What the fuck?
Lord Van we cannot continue to afford buying new classes! Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
Ow! As I suspected, you can't fool me, and I don't suggest you try.
Oh, what I say, eh? I have nothing now. What is that? I'm terribly sorry, but would you rather repeat?
Why is he here? Why are you here, sir? I mean, yeah, he's got to have, like, a good doctor who's, like, can pick out the glass from his hands. Mr. Naruhodo, we mustn't give up! What do you mean? If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Natsume is guilty. She's right. We must think! Consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very carefully. What assertion did he? They claim Soseki must have passed through the location of the incident on the way home, but the assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
Explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, that isn't the only conceivable route to take. That's right, I know how maps work. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Objection!
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point out that route is what is commonly referred to as the long way around. Nobody takes the long way. What are you, inefficient? On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take the longer route home?
Because he's crazy. Because he's insane. Well, you see...
The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings and is the obvious perpetrator of this crime.
Objection!
Yeah, I got it. Obviously, well, ask the man himself. Ask Mr. Natsume which route he took home. Let me guess, he doesn't remember.
I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such a question. He claims no recollection.
I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm gonna die. That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home. I don't believe that!
I thank you, my learned friend, and suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around the subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors?
But even if that's the case, the defense still... What old man is finally listening? Juror number 2, please! Please, juror number 2! I will kiss your feet every day! I mean, I'll do it regardless of whether you vote innocent or guilty, but please! Please!
I agree with Lord Van Zeeks, wholeheartedly, and in every way. We members of the jury are completely convinced now. Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon the members of the jury to present your findings for the court.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty. Guilty.
Wait, that's his voice?
Guilty.
It would appear that the jury's leaning is unanimous. And it would appear that life is awful for Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Summary judgment, please. Wait, no, not summary judgment. What do they call it? No, it's not motion for summary judgment. It's motion for summation. Motion for jury exam.
To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve the Queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruhodo? The defense, motion for summation, examination, proclamation, declaration, fornication. Not yet. This isn't over. I sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance. Turn it around.
Those are the eyes of Quarry, not yet willing to up and die.
I'd like to call cap on the jury. I call for a summation fornication.
So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. The rights of the defense, written into antiquated British law, that should have been buried long ago.
Well, I mean, we beat you with it last time, so we're gonna use it. I'm just saying. Call it antiquated if you will. But it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Those are some big words, Ryunosuke. Do you know what they... Nope, I don't.
Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with the summation examination fornication abjuration proclamation. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his onkus refusal to throw in his alley.
Very well then. By the way, is your debt paid?
Oh, get him, Judge! Oh, that's right, boy! Oh, wait, no, he's dead, so... Dang it! We can't hold that against him.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
On these grounds, the floor. That was such a bad pun. I am so sorry. I deserve to die. McGilded died. Yeah, McGilded died. Summation, examination, proclamation, declaration, constipation, simulation.
For pity's sake. That little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only be the victim. The man wouldn't have gone around his house on the way back from the bookshop, not in winter. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
I really don't care. Can we just wrap it up now? I got work to be
What the? Juror number 5, please!
Your books. Ah, nice job. But bourbon books? Nope. Not worth a visit.
That's not even relevant! They don't even have a formulated argument. Transmutation, exaltation, calcification. Ah! Juror number 5 and 6 don't even care.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear.
Really? Yeah, they're just saying,
Well, everyone else is guilty, might as well.
when the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes.
Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
He has muscles. He doesn't... No brain, but plenty of muscles. Oh dear. Even the judge appears convinced.
Why did he have to run away like that? How are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker no one can see?
How could I possibly make a case for the defense? Well, maybe, I'm just saying, it's possible that the killer actually flew away because a statue fell on the victim's head, and then because of that, a cape went on top of the statue and was pulled up by a man in a wheelchair. I'm just throwing that theory out there, okay? It's possible. Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for stupid theories from the future. If we want to force the trial to continue, I know, I have to turn the tide, I have to make the jurors change their mind, and I live my life. Why did Cosmo make me do this? I just wanted to be a literature major. He was very sneaky in the fog. I don't know, they did say fog was light, so he'd have to be very sneaky. We forge forward!
You have the floor, counsel.
Wait, I own the floor, so this floor is... I'm sorry, why am I making this such a stupid joke?
Yes, my lord. I just gotta keep this trial going. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. You got this, buddy. Rex is looking over there like, man, that kid's doomed. Good thing I got these fish and chips to watch.
He admitted it himself. Don't talk to juror number 1. We kind of ruined his life. He said that woman in green collapsed, but would you like to collapse into my arms, juror number 2?
Hold it!
You're right. At the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wear a green overcoat.
Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently... How do you pronounce that word? Like... I always say vehemently, but I know that's not correct. Vehemently. Vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. He admits to stabbing her. His life is over. That man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible?
Oh, I really shouldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little mind?
Yo, damn! The cutie pie is like a complete racist! Yo, what the frick?
It's true. She's the only woman in the jury, so I have to like her, but...
I'll still kiss your feet if you just cover your mouth, okay?
I can tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it!
I do declare the man has already made the admission.
You don't have to like her. I do! It's either her or Susato, and Susato's my freaking daughter!
He himself stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly committed the crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling.
Oh my, you are too kind, my lord.
Ah, she's cute and I hate her!
Look at the way she's like, ah!
That went well for her. Oi! I'm a funny little man! I'm a funny little man as well! I like this guy. Maybe this guy can help us out.
Hold it!
But you can't deny there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken from your books. Oh, yeah, like you drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something, like pumpkins! Precisely. But it seems to me, what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yeah, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof to show he did. I mean, there's no proof to show he went the other way. Well, yeah, that's true as well. As I understand, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went. That's also annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yeah, why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home on Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here! I'll give it a lot of thought, you know? Oh, I don't just make up my mind on whim, you know, that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone through Calabash Road, it might be different. I may have to reconsider my position in that case, honestly, I would. A reason why Soseki might have taken the long way home. A good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. He is pretty reasonable. That guy is pretty reasonable. He will help us out. Let's see if we can figure out that there was a possible reason as to why he went through Calabash Road. But for now, let's keep questioning them. Also, hello, Mrs. Garadeb. I'm sorry I did you so dirty yesterday. You're not a beast. I mean, let's just say You could be rampaging in my heart. Okay. Maybe the... No, but Scaradab's married. Ah! I mean, that's never stopped me before, but, you know.
Hold it!
Kioma, you're like my conscience. You're like, oh, I'll go her. You're like, nope, she's married. Oh, I'll go for her. Like, nope, she's evil.
Whatever's the matter, young man?
You're the wife of Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume's room? Or his room?
The master's wife? Where do you get such ideas, sir? I'm the maid, you understand?
Oh, right, she has to pretend that she's the maid because they want to keep their social status. Ugh. It feels dirty, but... Society, man. Desiree. I'm not a tryhard! All the ladies like me. It's just... They show their love by slapping me in the face and never talking to me or never looking my way. She's keeping up that charade. It's gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd be selected for the jury and the trial, I mean!
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice.
No, you actually are supposed to say, I recognize the defendant and therefore I cannot participate. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house. Doesn't he? Oh my god, Mr. Garadeb has it so nice. His wife is out here saying, Master, can I give you a shoulder rub? Oh, Mr. Garadeb is one lucky man. Oh!
That's right. Although he's only been a little over a week now.
And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime?
Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort.
Ah! We can't win! No matter what we try! Save us, juror number 3, save us! Wait, what? He's totally thrown off by that. Wait. Exactly! Wait. What?
Spending all his time in the dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. That man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Poor Mr. Natsume. How can people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm! Nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so... Back home, the maid being the bride is so common the shogun has You know, we're gonna pretend like we forgot that detail. We've been out of Japan for 3 days, so we don't know how Japan works. Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. Oh, I need to go home. The missus is going to slap my...
Hold it!
A man's life is on the line here. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so's my family. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kid. Do they not have jury pay? Oh my. Okay, just think about how, for those of you who've had jury duty, think about how inconvenient jury duty is. Now multiply that by 50, because when you're forced to do it, you also don't get paid. Oh my goodness. That must be very hard.
I go to union every morning to find out what needs to be doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough.
Oh, is he like a union laborer? Like, is he one of those people who like union every morning to find out what? I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left and right and center.
Oh, so he's like a construction, maybe in the construction union, and I guess like they go to receive jobs instead of like being contracted by individual people. I guess that makes sense. Like everyone submits jobs through the union, and then the workers in the union pick it up. I don't know. I don't know historically how labor unions worked.
We'll have to cheap labor to get the road dug up and fix it. Hard slog from dusk till dawn it is.
So you were out digging the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you?
That's right. Huh. In fact, I remember rightly, I was just round the corner from where it all happened. By the old bookshop it was.
What? How do they keep choosing jurors that are literally involved in the case? I swear.
That's right. Mircham Street it was.
Mircham Street? On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are literally only 3 streets. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information.
What's the point in that? Can't we say the business is over with?
Please, sir, it's important.
I'll do it then.
So, you were digging up Mircham Street, huh? The street that the defendant would have needed to take to go home?
Objection.
Those 2 statements are clearly at odds.
At odds, counsel. Explain yourself.
Please, don't point. It was me, I swear. What? Why am I flexing? Oh, I'm so strong. I won't get this done and dusted.
Well, juror number 3?
Oh, me, sir? What do you mean?
Juror number 5's words are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been set on our map in the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know there were works being carried out on Mircham Street, making it impassable.
Oh, I never said.
Yes, you did. Shut up. They were impassable. Which means the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Mircham Street and down Briar Road.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. What do you think, sir? Yeah, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Yeah, must have been a good 2 yards or more up the pavement. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along, I had to go back and turn the other way.
So the only conclusion is this. The defendant took the long way home.
Yeah, I suppose he might have. Yeah, oh, I suppose I might be right, eh?
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now he had no choice.
Yeah. My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may, I don't think it all in good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. Yeah, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened.
I knew it. Juror number 3 is best girl! Best girl! I love you! Juror number 3, I will kiss your feet every single night. Sorry, juror number 2, you broke my heart.
What about you, sir? Oh, mate. Well, I really want this trial to be over. Well, all right. There's a hole in prosecution's argument. It should be filled in. That's what I say. I work on roads, potholes, and all.
He isn't a girl. You don't need to be a girl to be best girl.
Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Sato, how does it feel knowing that you lost the title of best girl to a dude? Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. Strengthen our position somewhat.
And it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only we could just identify one or more clue or discrepancy, we might be able to tip the balance completely.
That's exactly what we gotta do. Van Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent. By whatever means we have. Who's Speedwagon? Now I need to look up who the frick Speedwagon is. Oh, Jojo.
Thank you, counsel. On with the summation, please.
Yes, my lord. I think Speedwagon's also a band. A wise man once said, sometimes it takes a real man to be best girl. Gumshoe is best husbando and waifu. Gumshoe's not best girl. Come on now. Okay, let's see here. This is the racist. This is the Nipponese. This is... I think we're going to have to question 1 and 6. But before I do that, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. Are we all ready to continue? Let's do this. All right, juror number 1.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but aren't you?
Yes, that's right. I was on the witness stand myself just 2 days ago.
I had a feeling I knew your face, or the side of it anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work.
Down under? After the gold rush down under? The gold rush in Australia? What? The gold rush was in California, right? Yeah, 18 something something. Like,
I came back to London to...
whatever.
It was all going swimmingly until you started flossing around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute.
Sorry.
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals.
Well, you know, water under the bridge.
Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop.
If I could turn back the clock,
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this guy's mind, given our awkward misery. Oh, dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. Oh, poor Mr. First. All he wanted to do was ride that donkey, baby. Okay. Juror number 6. Please save us. Please.
Hold it!
Sorry! Fold it, you say? Fold what?
No, what I said was hold it. I wanted to ask, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books they have in there. Yes, I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about.
What time do you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was picking up...
Wait, are we asking the jurors to testify? Is this allowed? Is this legal? Is this... Hold. Why is every juror also providing testimony? Juror number 5 just provided testimony on the state of the street. Juror number 6 is now providing testimony about the bookshop. Juror number 4 has provided testimony as a character witness. It's like, what is going on?
Well, I was picking out books there in all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're talking about.
Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. You sure about the time?
Oh, yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head.
It's always... What is the British thing?
It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number...
You cannot be serious. Could Soseki Natsumi have mistaken the victim for this dude? There's no way! There's no way! Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Not understanding why jurors can give statements. Yeah. Does he have blonde hair? Well, Soseki never said anything about blonde hair. He said a round person in a green overcoat. This happened on Calabash Road?
That's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see.
Where is that?
Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books.
Juror number 6, I insist that you add this to your statement.
What, sorry? Extremely sick. No, I'm quite alright.
We've changed 2 of the jurors' minds. Yeah, 2 more to go. I knew how to do a Susato takedown. Suppose words will have to suffice. Alright, let's see what juror number 6 is saying. 2. Rightio! Rightio! I slipped over myself that evening, knocked myself clean out. If he says a woman in green collapsed, why it can only be the...
Objection.
Those 2 statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning.
Oh, what are you talking about, counsel?
Well, juror number 2, juror number 6.
Whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Unbelievable. It wasn't like I was loud. It's not like I was loud or anything.
There's at least one fact in which we can be sure of here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates the day of the attack. He had been to your books and purchased a number of secondhand titles. He then returned there on foot.
The man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him in the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Let's go!
Yes, we are all aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed.
Oh my, she is so cute when she does that. Oh my god, I am falling in love. I am in love with a racist. I'm in love with a racist.
Objection.
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
Whatever do you mean?
It's like 90% the bonnet, you're right, Bowser. I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. The same afternoon, there was someone else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over in the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my!
That's right. Side-eye me. Give me some side-eye because I'm coming for you next. You gon' die! Wait. My goodness, you mean? That's right. I'm referring to, of course, the hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting the person in the green overcoat who the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes? was the jolly old gentleman at the end of the bench here with me today?
That is entirely possible, and how lucky we have these 6 jurors, because literally they have provided so much testimony. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Ow! Well, look at that.
My goodness me.
Sorry, you need a pee?
Ugh. I'm so glad the justice system works. Everyone's a little bit racist. And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in green in the overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road?
Calabash or calabash? I don't know. What is the correct pronunciation of that? It's a proper noun!
On Calabash Road?
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long way. The long way. I confused way and route. The long way! And if that's true, clearly, the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You idiot, oh my! If you hadn't been so daft to be rolling about there, we would have boxed us off hours ago!
And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What do you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk on the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat it is?
I love you, juror number 6. Don't listen to them. You are perfect just the way you are. Bam, baby, look at that beard.
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume?
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Bam, baby.
And I would too!
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well...
I knew it. Juror number 2 is best girl. She is.
Well, the summation, examination, proclamation, constipation, abjuration, testification... Asian has concluded with a large, rather large opinion shift.
This is how you undo a race. Exactly. I can fix her. I can fix her, guys.
Aye. The eyes.
The A's?
The A's.
Oh, the A and nays.
The eyes too, the nose 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
I'm getting drunk in court. Ouch. Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the...
Boy! Why you gotta be extra? Ordvenzix, why you gotta be extra?
It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credited those jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Do you know what type of entertainer? It's a clown.
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
Objection! Juror number 2 is beautiful, and how dare you slander her good name? Everyone else you can slander.
Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of pavement which you had excavated, sir.
Oh, that's right. Took me the whole day and they paid me a measly tuppence for it.
Juror number 3 is okay. That's what they said about Van Zeeks and they got killed. I can fix her. I can fix her.
Now, my Nepalese learned friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that is 2 yards?
I don't know. What measurement system do I use in Japan right now? Well, it's like this.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Wait, 2 yards. 3 feet for a yard, right? So that's 6 feet. 2.54 feet in a yard, is that right? In a meter? I don't remember. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all.
In other words, a distance readily vaulted by any...
Is he literally about to say that Soseki Natsume jumped over the potholes? No, you're not. You're not. You're not freaking. You're not. You're. Jumping a distance of 6 meters. What is the long jump world record? Long jump. Oh, wait, so the long jump world record for men's is 8.95 meters. See, that's a wait, no. 2 meters. Wait, no, never mind. That's absolutely jumpable. 8 is greater than 2.
Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
I'm muscles. Oh, I can't say you're in the wrong, no.
And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works?
Muscles, baby. Oh, I'm strong. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway. And we just turn away any gentlefolk when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time.
You've got to be.
Ah! The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
Is that true? Is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road.
Ow, pain.
An old man.
Cold man, you can talk.
You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese man behind you at the time?
I can't say I remember.
How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Take the bet. Take the bet. In worst case, we lose £1. In best case, we get 1,000. Come on. Come on. Take the bet. Take the bet. Come on. Make it rain, baby. Make it rain!
Order! Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination?
Because I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. See, Lord Van Zeeks is clearly anti-jury. He is clearly 100% anti-jury.
But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel.
Oh god, second phase!
So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
What are you talking about?
My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witness to the stand.
All right, good.
Granted! Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses.
It's next witness. Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions there were eyewitnesses to the incident. I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard police, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. All right. No matter who Van Zeeks brings into the stand as his witness, no matter what they say, I do believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent! And I'll keep believing to the end. Until the battle is over!
Oh my god!
Be still my heart. Oh my goodness. Oh my freaking god. Do you guys have any more water? Because I am thirsty. Oh my goodness. You know what? Soseki is guilty. I believe everything she says.
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Constable Rolly Beat, sir! Nothing to report in the street, sir!
And I Misses! No! I can't go on. I can't do it. I can't keep going. It's over. It's over. Go on without me. And I'm Mrs. Beat. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young hero's wife.
Yep, that's my wife!
What's the story here? Age? I mean, she's married, so she's clearly old. Well, older.
Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we've celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
She constantly keeps me up all night.
Ah, lucky! Freaking lucky dog!
No, I was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Oddly surprising.
Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh, really? Sure, I've heard that before, actually.
Indeed! Apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles in a day.
Oh my god, he's a beat cop. You've got to be kidding me.
They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collecting taxes, surveying the streets, checking the meters, reading true, ensuring that he counts the windows so he can tax the people. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like police duty at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I'd have collapsed long ago. Being a cop is hard, that is true.
But it goes without saying that the policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals.
Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor.
I am so jealous! Ah! And a man of slumber.
On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction. And they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is it not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly?
Yeah, I like chocolate. Constable Rolly Beat, sir! Nothing to report on the street, sir!
Why is his helmet strapped in his mouth?
What a great witness he's gonna be.
Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir!
Okay. So, wait, let's make sure our objectives are clear. The main objective of this testimony is to break them up. The secondary objective is to discredit them as witnesses. But the first objective is to break them up. Okay. We'll be stopping by City Hall. We'll be filling out some divorce papers, and maybe we can chat a little bit later, Patricia.
It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work, so I just got him to get naked right in front of me. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog in the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then we went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man with the dog. Rolly and I both saw it clear as day.
Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say. I believe every word she said.
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume.
Why is Rolly drunk? He ain't drunk, he just sleepy.
If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you've established in the summation will be quashed.
It is death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place.
What an unfortunate bechancing! And on your wedding anniversary, too.
Oh, I know. But I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. The life of a London bobby sounds very hard.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You will have time to go back to your beat and not rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that without a doubt it was the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
We've already established that he was fleeing the scene. That's not the important part.
And one of those witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of this situation, I'm sure.
Except that the man's so tired, his wife does all the talking.
Enough preamble, counsel for the defense. Commence the cross-examination.
Young single men out there, if you get married, this is what's going to happen to you. If you're going to get married, make sure the person you marry is the right one. Otherwise... Okay, wedding anniversary. The solution is not to get married. I'm just promoting the downfall of society here. No big deal. It was our wedding anniversary. No time to change. Silhouettes. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other one scattered something before running off. We saw straight over the course, went for help in a nearby police box. Wait, but you're a cop! Hold on.
Hold it!
Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I went. I may not be a police officer of myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Oh my god, she is like a villain. She's 100% a villain. Oh my god. Do as I say, okay?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. I asked Mrs. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point.
Man, she has this guy wrapped around her finger.
But Bobby's never truly off duty, so... Of course, I felt obliged to stay and guard the suit.
Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of the crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Well, the woman was stabbed wasn't exactly on my beat. So I told Patricia to find the police box for the beats and the incident cylinder, so she could go and, report this.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together to solve a murder.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens.
Stop trying to credit the witness, because we are trying to discredit the witness.
Oh, please. You're making us blush. Isn't he, darling?
Oh my god, wake up and answer my question!
Yes, sir. What would you say, sir?
Let's move on, Joe. Well, I thought that would get us somewhere, but not. Oh god, she's breaking out the puppy eyes. Alright, let's start at the beginning then.
Hold it!
No time to change after work? Are you also a member of the police, Miss Beat?
No, sadly not. It's not a job for it's a job for strapping young hunks only. Women and children and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can you?
I think Rolly looks even more handsome in his uniform. It suits you down to the ground and down to, like, other areas, doesn't it, darling? Darling, I'm talking to you!
I just finished my beat! Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? That's creepy.
Oh, no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform! Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes or completely naked. Oh dear, that doesn't seem, healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you finished your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir. Yes, sir. Though I was fit to drop. To be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet, but my wife wouldn't let me take a nap because she is awful and controlling, and she set up the appointment, and if I didn't go, she would kill me. That's the only thing in my life, sir. I'm the proud owner of this. I'll serve my city as my queen to the end.
What's this now?
My warrant card, sir. Proof that I'm a London copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it. A reminder to all policemen of sworn duty. The patrol in the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir! And for a noble cause, I travel 20 miles every single day without fail, and without a grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all that Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure.
So fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it, huh?
But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. B put up a lot being married to a
I'm so jealous! Duh!
I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly! Oh, Manakyn! The pain. Oh, what a charming young couple. Their young love is such a joy.
Susato. Not now. If a little over the top, perhaps.
And then kindly describe what happened next.
Ah, the accent broke there. Get wrecked, you home.
I'm not a home wrecker. I just think Patricia could do better. That's all. Just look at the happy couple and think about what I'm missing out on.
Hold it!
To be perfect, I feel a whole other level.
I know, right? They're too happy. Two silhouettes. That's right. They were coming towards us and walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. There was a rather plump figure, followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. It does sound exactly like the victim, as pictured in the print, and Mr. Natsume.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
And you're certain at the time there was no one else nearby?
Yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there's streetlights on Briar Road, you see? No one else was all around. And you know what happens when no one's around, right, my darling? Darling, listen to
Yeah, that's right, of course. There was a light fog on the ground.
Freaking lucky piece of crap.
The Bray Road is dead straight. You can see a fairly long way down the pavement. And there's the street lighting as well, and I didn't see any other pedestrians.
Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you sure of what you just said?
Yes, sir. And the copper has been all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets. I swear to it, sir. I'm sure, as my love for Patricia is too.
Which means if he is wrong, then he doesn't love Patricia! Yeah, okay, it's time to go down! Time to go down, Rolly!
Oh, but
Oh, Rolly!
Brother! You're maintaining there was no one else around. It's starting to seem like it must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly.
thank you.
Thank you. I believe we have reasonably clear idea of the situation before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the others scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and they went for help in a nearby police box.
Oh, wait.
Hold it!
Scattered something. What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time, but when we got closer, we realized. Didn't we, darling? How many times do I have to keep pulling you?
Yeah, that's right. Some of our old books, huh?
Old books and...
Yes, sir! The Cobra had dropped a number of them all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Hey, Abba.
Indeed. Oh, indeed, as clearly pictured on this photographic print. The
rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was the attacker.
But we saw him! That was the man in the dock without question, sir! The mustache, hunchback, cat like us, shot in the... That's everything!
Any more insults you want to throw?
That's right, he looked down at the bar defenseless woman with these terrifyingly intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books on the pavement and ran away.
I see. It's tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind the court that this is unambiguous testimony from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue.
Yes, sir!
We went straight over to the nearby police box. And then finally, it was definitely the Japanese man. Really nice saw it.
Hold it!
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you?
Hey, what's up? Wait! Oh, stop! What's with you? Everything wasn't the top of me all the time!
We absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight, you know.
Right.
Oh, please, Mr. Naruhodo, save me!
The light from the street lamps was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Yeah, and what of the fog?
We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
No, live no more!
Oh, it is! When it's thick, you can't use in the hand of any real arm.
Alright, take your point. Can you stop shaking your husband about?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you.
The constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see? That's why we can tell you for sure and certainty with the little Japanese man. Can't we, darling? I tell you to speak when smoking too!
The kid's no mistake. What's that husband? Cat like I taught most. The most is unmistakable for.
As far as I can tell, this constable's testimony is correct. Concerned, there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it? That's their entire testimony?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they really did. Natsume running from the scene on Briar Road that day.
I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Then what do we do?
If Kazuma-sama were here,
What are you trying to say?
I think he'd try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean, somewhere else?
Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But you can identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts. Like the fact that they love each other! You might be able to discredit them. Make the jury doubt the pair's memories.
You're right.
I can't believe it. They actually said the goal is just to discredit the witness. This is standard legal tactic. Discredit the witness so they can't be used effectively as in testimony. Yeah, this is like, how is it that a game that takes place 100 years before Phoenix Wright is actually more accurate of legal? If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
All right, let's figure this out.
Actually, Mr. Liar, sir, can I ask you something?
Oh, yeah, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we've told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony, is that right? Is it? Well, out with it!
Yeah, I got you, coppers. Take that. I'll hit you with my right hook.
What? No, it's not really that at all.
My husband's a policeman, remember? I know what I saw!
Don't worry, Mr. I'll save you.
I remember every last detail, everything. Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped? I can tell you the names of every single one, every single one. Yes, please do. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
That will do, Miss Beat.
No, it won't do at all.
And this is why they tell you not to give more information than what is asked.
The Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of.
Oh, why don't you show me what you're capable of, girl?
Put him on, I got you.
Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute. Wait.
I'm okay with forgiving you. What do you want?
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband down. Assuming, yeah, I think they're wearing the same scarf. They have literally tied the knot.
Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Miss Beat. Might that appease you?
Thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling?
You could even tell us the 4. Why don't you tell it? Wait, 4.
Hold it!
Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime.
Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, well, I decided to have a good look around the area for good measure because I am a policeman's wife and I am very dedicated to his cause, just like I'm dedicated to him and everything he does, and I'm so... Why am I making myself more jealous? I did it for Rolly. Where can I find a perfect woman like her? The only thing women ever ask me is, do you pay for the first date?
And what was your husband doing at the time?
He was lying face down in the snow, getting some rest. I could imagine Patricia just walking like, oh my god, there's a book, look, oh, there's a rat over there, and then she's just dragging him along, face down in the snow. It works ever so hard, you know? Like, ever so hard, like you're ever so hard, you know, my darling, oh my god.
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Well, Mrs. Beat, seeing as you've regaled the court with your tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you've observed?
I'd be happy to. Are you all listening? There was the picture of Monsieur somebody or other, what's it, yearnings, and there were a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thingamies something.
Why are we here? You've been saying that about the scarf. I mean, the scarf is already ridiculous. Wait, Prime Hypothesis is still there? It is!
You see?
Yeah. I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory. I also realized, what is it? Her bow is made of the scarf too.
Oh well, they were along the lines, I'm sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, you put it.
Well, what did I tell ya? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying my testimony can't be trusted. Do you just like hate all British people or something? Don't you agree, darling? I am going to pull on your scarf if you do not respond. I'm pulling on it now! Oh, we got a gun!
Anyone who fits my Patricia would have to me.
Ryunosuke is losing it. Yeah. Yeah, and he's gonna friggin' shoot so
Terrifyingly.
Yeah, she really is. Why I can't compete? I cannot compete. He's too perfect. He is too perfect. He's the perfect man. He's always sleeping and he's got a gun. It's like Arthur Morgan. That's why all the ladies liked Arthur Morgan. All right, darling.
Objection.
So, you're saying there were 4 books? That's right, I remember all of them. A picture of Mr. Somebody and what's it, and a mail for someone, and the thing a thummy something, and I'm sorry, Miss Beat. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours. Oh no, what flaw? Are you saying I'm not perfect? No, I didn't say that. Simply put, at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4! What? This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books. Your books. And it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. As you can see, only 3 books are listed. Only 3? But no, that can't be! I know I never was really good at math, but I learned to count. I remember seeing them. What comes after 3 again? Was it 3, 5, 4? There were 4 books. 4 tiny old books.
Yeah, the books were bad. I bought those books.
Really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can see there are only 3 books. But I don't believe it.
No, please not again. Oh God, why did you do this to me, you Japanese man?
I swear I saw them. No, madame. I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied on. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken. Ooh, that one was good. No. Oh my God, it is the same scarf.
Objection!
It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied on, my learned Nipponese friend.
What? Is he about to say, no, there were actually 4 books because there was 1 behind her? I swear to God.
What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene.
Are you going to say the discrepancy doesn't matter because the main point is still there?
A fact, as you know very well, you have no hope of disproving.
Very classic prosecution argument. Just because someone misremembers something doesn't mean they've misremembered everything.
So you've stricken to avert attention from that dint of by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair?
He sees right through me!
But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you.
What are you talking about?
It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony. In every respect.
Oh? See, the handsome man knows, unlike you ugly short king.
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene of Briar Road, a total of 4... You are...
No! No, you're not allowed to do that! God damn it, every time!
But also, why not? Well, fundamentally, he is allowed to do that, but if the fact that he's randomly bringing up more details about the events, like before any, like, establishing the scene, like, it's very poor groundwork for a case. So, it's like, maybe he's allowed to do it in the 18th century, in the 1800s, but it's like, here, you would expect them to have, like, multiple shots of the scene so we can see all angles, and then we could also have, like, every single piece of evidence presented before we even get anywhere close to testimony. So, long story short, that in theory, he is allowed to do that, but it's kind of just a jerk move. It's like the whole thing, like, is it illegal to poop and then not wash your hands? No, that's not illegal, but it's kind of a crappy thing to do. Quite literally in this sense.
Objection.
But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books.
Quite right. Only 3 can be seen in that.
You can't do this. You literally... I hate it here. You mean to say...
Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand.
What the frick? I hate it here. It's like Edgeworth's updated autopsy report. God damn it. Dang, that book got messed up. Wait a second. Is that book... I'm just looking at the edges of the book. Is that book burnt? It's the 4th book!
As you will observe, the 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso. Order!
There, you see, look at that. Yeah. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, Naruhodo. Please, don't get married, sir. It's not worth it, Naruhodo.
Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on that day in question.
Have you seen When You Update the... I have. That's the one where he's just, like, grooving, right? They were used books. I mean, true, but he didn't buy the Lion one, right? That one was called the Lion something. Wait, has he submitted it? He hasn't submitted it yet. We'll look it up.
Miss Beat. The titles, once again, if you please.
Yes, of course. A picture of Monsieur somebody or other or something, yeah.
The picture of Dorian Gray, Monsieur Lacroix.
What's a yearnings?
Canterbury Yearnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for Gabra, in fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details.
Bad Six, I don't think even you could say that with a straight face.
Miss Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Did you hear that, Raleigh? The handsome gentleman paid me a compliment. Aren't you jealous? Don't you want to fight for my love?
Why are you even talking like that? That accent hasn't been invented. It won't be invented for another like 70 years. But yes, sir, flawless. But Trista is flawless.
But there are only 3 books on the receipt.
There's nothing surprising about that.
In her way or the Beat way? I'm guessing that in Rolly's case, his beat means to patrol, and in her case, beat.
Clearly the 4th book, which is shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but doesn't that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
The victim was holding her own book?
I wonder, what became of that 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. You will submit that and aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel.
We can look at the book. We can look at the book. Okay, this is our chance.
My pleasure, my lord.
You know, this is probably the very first time in Ace Attorney history, at least for the games that I've played, where the prosecutor isn't like overly trying to control the judge. The number of times that the prosecution has said, "Judge, shut up, this is my court," and he's like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, speaking of totally random, but speaking of prosecutors that are super corrupt, today I saw a judge. She's like a probate judge, I think, who was doing some really corrupt stuff. Like she had like a courtroom practices where she was both the prosecutor and the judge. So she was prosecuting the defendant, and then when the defendant or the counsel for the defendant made an objection, she would just overrule it. So yeah, don't think that some of the ridiculous stuff that happens in Ace Attorney is out of the question. Like, some of the ridiculous stuff does actually appear. It just appears in more subtle ways. So like stuff like the prosecution controlling what the judge can say. There are some cases where, at least for this woman, I forgot which county or which state she was in, but yeah, she was a probate judge, and she would just like she was the prosecution and the judge, so the defendant had no chance of winning. She just overruled them, and then whenever she objected, she would always be correct because it's her courtroom. So yeah, so clown courts do exist in the world.
The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add.
Wright versus Layton had one. What was the situation for Wright versus Layton? The Lion's Pride.
Let me see. It's a book entitled The Lion's Pride.
I'm afraid I don't know any English literature, so it wouldn't be something I've heard. Wait a minute. The Lion's Pride. That's strange. I think I've heard of a book by that name before, and very recently.
It's a title I recognize too, Mr. Naruhodo.
Now, what is this?
Look at this! The book's been badly burnt.
I think we found our culprit. All right, we got the culprit, baby. You're right. You'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, the damages must have been occurred very recently.
Huh, a book. Recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? Alright, let's check this really quickly. Nothing particularly interesting here. Okay, so what have we accomplished? We have demonstrated with high likelihood that this book belonged to John Garrideb. Or Joan Garrideb, one of those two. Which means... Do you guys remember when I made up a stupid theory that somehow Mrs. Garrideb fell over and accidentally stabbed the victim from the other side of the street? I made a stupid theory, but what I have demonstrated in this particular case is that somehow things the Garridebs have found their way to the scene of the crime. Which means I don't know how they got to the scene of the crime. What I do know is that there is a way for things that the Garridebs owned to have gotten to the scene of the crime. Which means now we have a possible alternative theory. Which is, if things can get from the Garrideb household to the scene of the crime, they can get a knife from the Garrideb household to the scene of the crime. So now our theory at the moment is figuring out how John/Joan Garrideb murdered this lady. But will we figure it out? Find out next time. Oh my god, this case is so good. This case is so good! Sorry for ending a little bit early. I've been having a bit of chest pain, so I didn't want to like keep narrating, but I can still do like normal talking, so. You played Ace Attorney plus Layton. Is that a good game? You said it was good, huh? Even though it hurts the Ace Attorney workplace. It was a great stream. Yeah, I'm so happy you guys came. This stream was so exciting. I want to see what happens to Natsume. You know why he's called Natsumi, right? Because he's innocent because you not sue. That sounded better in my head. That sounded better in my head. It was such a bad pun that it actually failed. That's why he's called Not Sue Me. I hate myself! You didn't know domestic violence from a female could be possible in that era? You know, it's estimated that domestic violence from women was much more common throughout all of history. But it was generally not considered as lethal. which is why it generally goes overlooked. Now, the question, now here's your question, right? Now, this is getting a little bit into political and ethics and stuff like that, but the question is, if someone is less lethal, but more likely to commit violence, what do we do with that? That's a good question, huh? Like, I don't know, by the way. I'm not claiming to know the answer. Am I planning to listen to Eminem's new single on Friday? He said a new single on Friday. You know, I haven't listened to Eminem for a very long time. Eminem. Karen's always... Exactly! No matter the era... Karen. What rhymes with Karen? Rhyme with Karen. Let's see. I was coming up with a catchy phrase, but no, I guess no matter the era, there's always a Karen. I mean, now that you've mentioned the single by Eminem, maybe I'll take a look at it. But yeah, long story short, yeah, domestic violence from women was very common, but it was generally not particularly noticed due to the domestic violence from women was generally less lethal. And that's not to say here's actually something interesting. It's not to say that women necessarily are incapable of using lethal means. It's just they're less likely to use them. So I'll give you an example for that. Here's a statistic that hopefully this doesn't make you guys too uncomfortable, but women are much more likely to attempt suicide, but men are much more likely to succeed. So if you think about that and how it kind of implies the different methods and mindset of women doing things like violence, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, so that is kind of how you should look at it. When you think about, if you're going to think about, you know, domestic violence in like older eras, you think about the fact that there was likely less, I don't know if it's less access to guns, I don't actually know, but there were likely less viable methods to do lethal things. For example, you didn't have a car, right? The cars didn't exist, so you couldn't like run over yourself or something like that. Anyway, this ended up being a bit of a dark conversation. But anyway, Kylo Ren for Star Wars. Who's Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren. Oh, it's this guy. The guy with the cross guards on his lightsaber. Huh. Anyway, what were we saying? Right, Eminem, man. Eminem's dropping a new single. Go check out the new single. Let me see. Eminem rap god. Look, I was gonna easy to not hurt a feeling, but I only got one chance. 6 minutes, something wrong. I can feel it. 6 minutes, Slim Shady, you won't get a feeling that I've got to something to happen, but I don't know what. I really think it means that we're in trouble, big trouble. If his bananas that you say, I'm not making any chances. You make it, take a dot, or I'm big. But for me, I gotta rap it like a computer. It must be in my jeans. If I have a laptop in the back of my pocket, I pedal like I have a cocaine. I got a fend off of the rapid profit. I'm making a living, a killing off of it ever since Bill Clinton was still enough as a Manakyn Lewinsky to feeling his. Whoa. I'm an MC, but to be honest, I'm as rude as decent as hell. Syllables, skillaholic, flippity dippity hippity hop. Oh, you want to? I'm just reading the lyrics. I just assume he talks very fast. I don't know anything about rap, to be honest. I used to do freestyle stuff, as you guys might know, but my freestyle stuff was just like coming up with fun rhymes, and you build up like a rhyming dictionary in your head, so you don't really have to do it on the fly as much. But it's been a while since I've actually attempted to do rapping stuff. I will need it. I will if I need an existential curse on the couch. What? Typing, man. No typos.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, guess what I'm doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I'm meeting up with someone to talk about website design. Some of you guys might already know my website, but yeah, I'm going to be meeting up to talk about website design, stuff like branding and stuff. So it's going to be fun. Marketing is really hard. Honestly, marketing is one of my least favorite things to do, but you gotta do it, right? English was your first language, but you still suck. Croesus. What is the language you speak? What language do you speak, Captain? Yeah, it's nice, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking. I've been working with 2 different marketing people, and like, you know, sometimes they contradict each other. It's like some of them like, I think you should do this, and the other ones, I think you should do that, and then you're not sure what you should be doing. What language do you speak? I speak American! Yeah! Hell yeah! USA! 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 I gotta go think about why I'm singing. No, slippery. If you have to go, you have to go. But don't dwell on why you're single. That's not important, right? That's not important. The most important thing is that you find happiness in your life, and if that happens to be with a girl or not, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Sometimes you just gotta enjoy yourself, and sometimes you meet a nice girl and then she'll be like, oh, Raleigh, and you'll be like, oh, purr. But yeah, don't dwell too much, buddy. You also speak Roche. What is R-O-U-C-H? Roach? Language? Roach. What is roach? Language. I see touch language, but not roach. Cockroach. I don't see it. But I'm just going to trust you on this one. Yeah, but... yeah, I can't wait. We're going to be streaming more on Friday. Until then, I got a lot of stuff I need to do, to be honest. I have a lot of coding stuff I need to get done. And it's going to be rough. What should I eat for dinner today, guys? What do you think? Dinner. I'll just look up food. No, like legit, when I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat, I literally just Google food and go to maps. That's literally all I do. Okay, let's see if we can find something healthy. Maybe I'll just get a salad or something. Anyway. Anyway, yeah. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a good day. It's a little bit quiet right now. I think you guys are tired. Maybe since it's the first week of summer break and you guys are like, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. You tap the floor to speak with spiders. I'm not sure if that's speaking as much as it is scaring them. You're just chatting with a friend right now. Yeah, no worries. I think I'm gonna head out soon. Yeah, it's been a bit of a rough day for me. For some reason, my chest was hurting a bit, so hopefully that'll go away. But I'm glad I got to do a little bit of streaming with you guys. I better get going. I have to prepare for tomorrow. I have a big meeting, and we'll see what happens. But thanks so much for hanging out with me today, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. If you have any quests for me, I will see you all next time. Don't forget, Eminem drops his new single on Friday, apparently.